400, 47, 9. Oh, what the fuck? Scene collection tools. It's already lagging. Why is it lagging? What? Why is it lagging? It's lagging already. Dear God. Please save me from a non-functioning internet. I can't believe how to script start. What I want to try our best here is, I don't know, will it just not work? Man. Anyway. Hate this. Hate this so much, but it's all good. So, lying? No. Yes, no. Yes, no. No, yes, yes, no, no, yes. I see that the internet is functioning weird. What if it is my internet service provider themselves who are having problems and not me? That would be fantastical. I wouldn't have to take the blame, you know? I wouldn't be the one to blame. Incoming overloaded. What are you talking about, brother? Also, why do I sound so low in volume? Am I not projecting enough? No clue. But okay. So let's actually say that this is going to happen. That supposedly, assumedly, how do you say it? Maybe we have a stream. Maybe. Also, settings, output. This works. Tuning low latency to passes profile. B-frames. What? Rate control. Lossless, no? Enhanced broadcasting automatically optimizes your settings. Wouldn't that be good to use? Why am I not using that? What's... I think I missed like one step or two. Anyway, doesn't matter. Trying the same as last time. Perhaps this time internet doesn't die. Yeah! My favorite part of streaming when internet dies. It's like the reminder of not today, little soul. Not today. Not you don't get that privilege. Because in the end, I mean, yeah, streaming is like a privilege of sorts, so unavoidably trying to do that is going to be, I wouldn't say troublesome, but it's weirdly complicated or something like that. It seems. Also, what? What? Marathon? What? What? Clip edition. No, clip editing magazine. What? What are you talking about? Anyway, so it seems it looks like we are good. It looks like doesn't mean that it is true that we are good. I should actually check my own audio, no? That would be a great start to this thing, no? That would be a fantastic way to begin. Before, besides getting angry that the internet doesn't work perfectly, it doesn't cost anything to see if we have at least a working audio. In the end, I have Microsoft forward link channel stable version 143 0 365 0 96. Wow. So what does that mean? Microsoft Edge year in review. That's what that means. I thought it was like an update, but no. Bing didn't update. This time it was just slope. For the love of God. I don't need it. It's not necessary, but it's interesting to say and to unavoidably. Can you shut up, bro? You sound so weird. It works, still it works. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's interesting to see that in the end, we are getting a. Yeah, certain to everything. Sadly, I don't think it's sad. It's like an unavoidable reality. We end up getting that after. It wasn't truly that long, but it was long enough and a repetitive enough process of trying to make it look like we needed AI. And we ended up getting that, even if it wasn't the best or something that we deserved, something like that. It was what we ended up getting. I don't know. I haven't actually tried to think about it in an understandable manner. I feel like, in a sense, it's kinda the consumer's fault. I think people didn't make enough noise or something like that. We didn't have a revolution. Nobody wants to revolutionize themselves, let's say, which is understandable. It will be actually quite crazy to think about it in terms of, oh yeah, let's go out of our way and make sure that everybody understands the necessity of not letting this thing become the norm. Sadly, that doesn't happen anymore. Sadly, it's not sadly, but truly, that's not the norm. At least, not right now. And that's quite an interesting discovery. It's like I haven't tried to make it more understandable internally. Also, let me switch. Hello. I can change scenes. I'm sober. What's up? Good evening. Today we have something. No, we have a video game. What video game you made might perhaps could. You should? You should, yeah. You have the right to do that, so you should exercise your freedom to ask what game. Today we're continuing the one that we were playing last time. And the next question is why? Because I wanted to play it. And we ended up having problems. It was so funny. I actually was quite mad. I don't know, man. It's weird. I'm still trying to understand how to face having stuff like internet problems, but it's happens to the best of us, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, transition. There we go. Now I have the game open. We can play Soul game. Wow, so true. Yeah, also Armor Games, my beloved Armor Games Studio. They became a studio. I just realized, in the sense of these people actually got to have their own studio. Amazing. Anyway, what did we left? Where did we left? I remember one of the last things that was happening was me trying to rank up melee training, and after that internet said no. What's the meme? What if you said I want to do something, but internet said no? But no, anyway, the point is, I guess a quick explanation. Main mechanic. You train here. After training, you go to the world map, which is this tower here, and you click on the they aren't exclamation marks, they are red banners. Those ones are the ones that you need to tackle to progress through the story, basically. Also, question: how much damage? 40,000. Okay, we don't have enough damage so far. We could have enough to deal with the enemies later on, but not right now, it seems. Anyway, let me continue with what I was trying to say. I don't know, I feel like suddenly it has become way too much the norm, at least recently, for us to just stop caring. It's like we have accomplished something in terms of what is considered normal and what is considered. I don't think the exact term is necessary, but yeah, that whole aspect of, oh wow, yeah, this needs to happen and this needs to be what we are concerned about and such. And nowadays we just don't try at all to have any change in stuff. And it's one of those things that the more you see any combination of that happen, the more sense it naturally makes in itself. Because in the end it's like, oh no, yeah, you know what, we should try to have something. In thought, it's an understandable idea, but in action, it takes so much more effort than what we sometimes says in terms of capacities or in terms of I don't really know what's the thing that makes things progress. It's like it's understandable. We can still possess and have and strive for different diverse goals, so to speak, no? But at the same time, something wonderful happens, and that is the higher levels of efforts are so abstract in their constitution, so to speak. They are so distant, so hard to actually picture as anything that the norm ends up becoming at that point. Yeah, you know what? We might as well not try to create that. Not because it truly doesn't deserve to exist, but rather because it's just way too hard for us to see if what we are trying to bring forward can be true at all. It's like, I don't know, the impactful things don't just require effort. The human aspect of, oh yeah, you know what, I am doing something and I want to see I want to see a results from what I'm doing, possesses so little, such a tiny amount of observable evidence in terms of, oh yeah, this is all that we gain what we are doing, all that we can actually harvest from what we are trying. That unavoidably the concept of, let's say like this, in a more scientific world, this current era in which the norm has become basically to just, you know what, we have to utilize our time wisely enough in the acquisition of some type of knowledge. It doesn't matter exactly which one, but some type of knowledge that could actually reflect how well we are doing in what we are trying to get, and at the same time also, because we have learned so much from previous generations, we understand that we need to possess enough evidences of things going in the right direction, so to speak. And that is so much the norm that in the end, nobody can accomplish things of such a great, such a great level deal of impact, because unavoidably those far more impactful things are quite impossible to track. And since in the end also there is so much of a component of, you know what, we should try to possess sort of traceable evidence so that we don't feel delusional in terms of accomplishing what we are trying to actually gain. I guess the concept comes from, now we understand, I wouldn't say more than ever, but to a great deal, the reality of, you know what, I need, if I am going to do something, other people needs to also have the capacity to understand that what I'm trying to get to accomplish is going in the right direction. In a way, if I want to make sure that I actually gain what succeed in my effort, others should also have the capacity of seeing that thing come to reality too. It can stay, but it doesn't need to stay as a completely personal thing that only I understand, that only I can feel like it's working out. And when that becomes the norm, and the goals themselves end up being, the issue is, in this case, there is no actual description of what is such a kind of goal. Like, I don't know, easily useful examples are like, oh yeah, let's try to fight against climate change. Something that has been existing at this point already for so long that the way in which you can say that, but the way in which you actually get to do something about that is not by just trying to do something about that issue. The problem becomes, okay, let's try to do something about this aspect of climate change. Let's try to worry ourselves out this degree of this one particular constituent part of the bigger picture, and the bigger picture of the problem itself, basically. And all of that is so normalized in so many ways that when we try to understand what it means to have a bigger sort of goal of that more abstract sense, now we end up finding out that, wow, but it's kinda harder to actually do something that isn't as abstract. Not because it is impossible, but just because naturally, how do we do something that isn't as abstract as that if in the end we ourselves also feel like it could be good to just remain in the abstract level? We can try to make sure that things change direction, change their course of action and whatnot. It doesn't mean that it will happen. It's more like I can see, I can start to identify myself how important or not things are for my goals. But besides that level of recognition, there is also a layer of wow, but you know what? I also don't want to spend so much time, so many efforts, also trying to do something that might not truly lead to what I want. I want to do things that make me feel not just personally happy in terms of, oh wow, I want personal satisfaction, but I want to do something that lets me feel like I am actually accomplishing something, you know? I don't want to waste my life in things that seem to not lead to anywhere. And because those all of the bigger scale problems end up falling onto that degree of, oh wow, how do we actually gain even evidence about our progress in terms of what we are trying to do, in terms of what we are trying to actually make work and whatnot? If that is what becomes the norm, then almost unequivocally to aspire to do something great in essence is I don't think it's all that crazy. An almost impossible thing, because in the end, how can we accomplish something that important, that meaningful and whatnot, if after all there is so much that needs to be properly done and so much that needs to be dealt with before we can actually feel like we are accomplishing anything in a way? And because of that, it's like the reasons end up justifying not striving for anything of that sort. The mode surrounding, yeah, the factors that has led us to this current present times are such that unavoidably we don't feel like it's actually necessary for us to change or to make things better. In a way also because it's not that much a necessity anymore for us. It's one of the things that we have also made sure everybody understands is this promise of, wow, you know what? Funnily enough of us exist in this world so that also it's not necessary for us on a personal level to care. It's nobody needs to actually have an interest on accomplishing something of that sort. Nobody needs to try and make things change or make things go in a different direction and whatnot. We all exist already and we are doing well enough in a sense so that we don't require, shouldn't be forced to the desire of making things even greater in themselves. I never consider that. I guess it's in a way you could even say it like we have probably lowered the standards. We come from so many generations of human beings that have been pushing themselves to make sure that big changes are made in the world and great things come to be and whatnot, that unavoidably now our current generations are faced with the reality of, well, it could happen that we perhaps, maybe, got something nice to occur, but it isn't an actual obligation. It doesn't need it to be something that everybody should actually be worrying so much about and whatnot. So, in return, it's a far more infrequent thing to see people actually want to make those kind of great things come forward. Because once again, it's not anymore the norm. It's also we have created so many ways of describing those kind of things that unavoidably want to make an impact on the world now gets that tag of, oh no, yeah, you know what, you are having, what is it, delusions of grandeur, and you're being realistic, and you're setting your side far too out there instead of understanding what is happening right now, what should be a concern to you now in the present moment. And that has gotten to be so much the norm that unavoidably almost nobody will want to do something in that sense. Because after all, it's not so wrong. It's not like, oh wow, it makes absolutely no sense. It's an understandable enough situation or issue, so to speak, and we just know that it's better to not fight against so many stubborn participants of this world than to try and go out of our own way to make sure that everybody gets to see or to catch and admire and properly grasp the degrees of influence that we could have in this world and whatnot. It's far more efficient for us to just let things be what they get to be than to try and actually change the world in any way. And if great things don't happen because of us, it's good enough. We don't need them to be that. We don't require great things to come from us. And that's, it's like, in a sense, we have made sure that the normal thing is for us to not want anymore to see something great come forward. And I don't know, I don't feel like it's truly or totally something. In essence, yeah, it can be bad, but it's not unjustified. It comes from so many places of previous observation and so many instances of other generations and many other people who came before us who tried to instill such a mentality, but when they tried to do so, that also brought forward the reality of, and you know what, sometimes it's good to not actually want people to desire that. Not because the desire itself is bad, but rather because, in reality, when you need to be, in a sense, truly delusional to achieve such a thing, it's not so much a false belief that, yeah, are you truly going to be capable of making something so wonderful come true? You might need to put a lot of effort into it. And that much effort, when what has already been said, you don't find anything else that can actually show you that what you're doing is leading you towards anything. You might need a little bit of delusion to be capable of ignoring the lack of evidence to move forward, which is then called the common factor amongst those who achieve nice things. But as much as that can work in a good way, that could also easily be what keeps moving forward the bad causes. But that's, yeah, in a sense, it's not like that wasn't the case before. We always, even, I guess, it's sort of the common factor amongst all of these cases and whatnot, and what needs to be constantly there, no matter. We're going to be living in weird times in the future if we can somehow eradicate the necessity for that degree of delusion for people to achieve the greatest goals in life and whatnot. But so far, I would be willing to say that, yeah, perhaps for what remains of this kind of humanity that we know right now, it always is necessary for us to have that little bit of crazy on ourselves. But what I have been trying to say is that at the same time, sadly, because that is so, when the delusion is there present for somebody who doesn't have what we could easily say is a good cause, then unavoidably we will end up finding out or realizing that somebody who is sort of unstoppable in their strides is doing it for the wrong reason. And in a way, so much of the discourse that we ourselves see as necessary is also what's influencing, what has influenced them to act in such a manner. And that's bad. So it was necessary for us to let go of such a mode of interpreting reality, so to speak, so that we wouldn't put anyone at risk by telling them, yeah, go out there and accomplish your dreams, and even if they look sort of impossible, don't worry about it and keep on trying and trying, and hitting your head against the wall, so to speak, because you can accomplish whatever you want. It has sort of been understood to some degree that, yeah, it's kind of hard to actually encourage people that much when they could be doing it for the wrong reasons. And I guess even more, let's say like this, that's the initial realization that came to sort of a stop, that the existence of such a way of referring to the things that we want to do and accomplish and whatnot. And besides that, there was also another issue of not only, also, yeah, I think we can progress a little bit. Not only was that the case, but because it was so, unavoidably it came with the reality of, and you know what shouldn't happen? We shouldn't let ourselves be ruled by this thing. But because we are trying to make sure that that doesn't happen, we are having as many instances as we can of encounters with those situations that just make it so that we don't fail on one hand, but on the other one, don't dream for anything that big anymore. And once that becomes the norm, then unavoidably, all of us can't help but just accept that, yeah, that's going to be what's going to be affecting most of us, and there is nothing that we could actually do about it. Not now, at least. We don't have any more the capacity to change things in that sense. How could we try? How can we believe that we shall try to change anything? It's just fine for us to not dream big anymore. And also the sense of, even if we want, let's say I want myself to do something great, I cannot encourage other people because I don't think it's true. I think it's an interesting statement, but I wouldn't call it true in terms of, oh wow, yeah, you're so right, brother. It's just, holy moly, what an incredibly strong enemy. Super special! So good, brother. So good. One-shot the enemy that I shouldn't have been capable of one-shotting. So wonderful. What's the... There is like a... I guess it's a secret chance because we can't see it, or is it the critical chance applied also to hits? Who knows? Anyway, I was also, wait, what? Text. Knock knock. Who's there? Buddy. Yay! You're the shiny treasure, and that stupid golem is very, very dead now. Hehehe, by the way, did you see the evil witch tower? I'm sure she's preparing a nasty spell. Quick, we need to get the next super treasure, the magic bow. Okay. Oh, about that, I may have kind of, sort of, lost it. It's not my fault, okay? My cute pet, Papsy, had it. I took him for a walk and he escaped. That idiot ran away from me. So you find the Papsy, you find the super treasure. Easy peasy. Oh, I hope he will be okay. I miss his cuddles. Go find my Papsy. Okay. Chapter 2, Papsy's Getaway. And also, I learned that last time. We have a cinematic here. Now, the Witch Tower reveals the second area of the game, which is this shore, I guess, something like that. Sadly, something that I think I have never seen before is this game have some sort of actual existing, yeah, truly true, basically, mode of demonstrating to you, or yeah, giving to the player those, I would say, important. Here, what I'm trying to talk about is clues out how hard are, no, I already did that level, how hard are things going to actually be. We have no clue so far, but it's good. No, it doesn't matter. We can survive them anyways. Also, what should we... I guess we have to... In a way, we should train everything. The issue is, doing that takes time. But it's... we can do it. It will take a little bit. So, can just do it. Also, give me a second, because I haven't checked that. Okay, we only lost 10, no, 30 more frames since we began. Since I decided that, you know what, it's all good. Even if it lags, we can continue. So, I am happy. I am quite happy. Yeah, I can say that I'm glad that it hasn't lagged again then. But yeah, let me do this. I was saying, basically, something that does happen and does feel weird is the reality of then. If we want to bring that back, we need to have a way of. Okay, wait. I can see it. Perhaps one of the best methods to try and bring something of that sort back will simply be to understand how we can actually try to have something of that sort exist and be the norm. Because in the end, if we get to have a method for validating and actually understanding what are the motivations of someone, I guess in us it will be it's a complicated matter already. It's the thought of then you want people to aspire for great things. How do you make that happen? You will need something like not even 1984, something much worse like, oh yeah, you know what? We needed to accept that it's it's not good. It's all acceptable. No, I took a hit, but also wait. No, we didn't rank up this thing. I thought we did. My bad. I got too excited, too fast. So I was saying, we could have a method of observing and identifying things before they actually become a problem. Like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's just make sure that you're not even thinking about something bad. Why do I say that? I don't think it should require that much thinking. That yeah, sadly, one of the realities of trying to order things around is everybody should want to avoid issues that could lead to all of us getting killed, basically. So, if we can't simply trust what someone else says, because being naive is nice, but in the end, it doesn't stop being something that could lead to bad results. It can allow us to not have as many problems, which is good in a way, but in reality, that doesn't ensure that we will truly never have any problem whatsoever. It only makes it so that we believe that they might not come. So, why am I saying that? Because then the reality becomes, you know what? We want to get rid of those bad things that are, for example, in this case, yeah. Let's try to make sure that we are that we have solved the problems of trying to have people aspire to great things just for them to actually try to do something incredibly bad, something that hurts everyone in the world, no? Let's try to create something that can correct that. And what would that be? The easiest answer ends up unavoidably being then it just simply is a matter of trying to get something that could deal with what we think about and what's the implied thing. We need to control thoughts, basically. We need to be capable of identifying what is someone thinking about, so that we can get rid of those who want to do bad things but never express them. And now, it's unavoidably necessary to ask, is that good? No, that's perhaps one of the most dangerous things to want. Because how do you know that someone isn't just having a second, an instant of a bad thought? How do you possess the capacity to truly, correctly judge and not damage the person that you are judging when you do so over the actions that they haven't even committed, so that you can both allow for great aspirations to exist, but also to censor those bad hopes and those things that can fuel a delusion of someone that can lead them to do horrible things. Because in the end, the goal is for us to make sure that we are not just abandoning the possibility of achieving great, important things, while also, at the same time, having as many existing systems to correct and prevent the existence of those humans who go out of their way to want as many things as possible that are bad. That we end up saying is bad, basically. I guess one of the unavoidably also existent possibilities is perhaps something along the lines of, oh wow, yeah, you know what, we could instead just try to simply trust that we could do something different. We could do something that doesn't rely on controlling minds. Almost, we cannot get. I don't know. Can we? I don't think it will be a sensible choice to say, oh yeah, let's try to get rid of that part in human beings that tells them to do bad stuff. I don't think we can even identify something like that. Perhaps it's one of the dreams of something like shut the fuck up, Bita. This game is beautiful. This you haven't played this game. Why are you saying such bullshit? It's wonderful, this game. You don't understand the Kino, even if it came to knock on your door. But also, welcome, Bita. But I don't know, yeah. What are we saying? Killing people? No, killing people? I wouldn't say that. I don't think it's about killing people. It's about just life, something like that. You're actually hurt. I hope so, man. You also hurt the video game. You hurt the pixels with your idea. How can you say that? This game is wonderful, man. You don't understand it. You will never understand it. But it's I didn't get the star. It's all good. It's not there. You should buy the game? I don't know. Perhaps you should. It would be a great choice to support an indie dev. Wait. I have something to say also. It's unrelated to what I haven't talked about, but I have something to say. Probably not on your own money, but you should do a flip, yeah. There is this concept of Vita, wait, hear me out. Even more you that tries to talk out the wonderful video games and whatnot. Have you ever heard about the Microsoft Store? I found out yesterday that the Microsoft Store has, for us Latin Americans, broken prices. It's painful. In a way, for them, for us, it's amazing. their broken prices benefit us a lot. I bought like 5 games for the modicum price of $0.50. Windows give me, so I don't have that? Wow, so waste. But okay, probably, I'm pretty sure you can access the Windows Store without even using like the Windows Store application or something like that. You can just open it through your... No! Server. You can access your Windows Store through... What's the name? The web page, probably. Your own browser. Yeah. You will buy... Yeah, you have... Hear me out. You can buy a game because you have the money for the store that doesn't understand how to price things. It's not that you don't have the money. You have all the money for the correct store. That's what you have. And that's what you can do. You don't have to go out of your way and pay, I don't know, $60 for a game. You can pay... What's Uruguayan peso? Uno pesito uruguayo y... And you are perfectly... No! You're perfectly ready to roll. Uruguayan? No, I didn't say that. Uruguay. Uruguay. My favorite. I dox you? You drop that like every single second. It's all that you talk about. You say that you're from there, that you're not from Argentina, that you feel offended. You're like a crybaby. Also, I will have to throw this. There is a bot in chat. I'm going to kill myself. I can't even practice my aim at this. I hate this video game. No, I hate the bot for interrupting me. You're from Paraguay? Okay. I can see it. Can I see it? No, I can't see it. Your accent isn't Paraguayan, so I know that you're lying. I'm calling you a what? No, I'm not. I'm calling... What's... Acceptable creation. 8B4Q a bot. That's the guy who's a bot. My Oshi. Acceptable creation. Not all of us have that accent, but you do, brother. But you do have that accent. I don't know. I'm not rage baiting you. You have the accent, and you know it. Not all of us speak Guarani. Did I say that you do? You're kinda projecting there. Also, wait. I said that I was going to kick the bot when I lost. Let me... fucking... There we go. What the fuck is that noise? All good. But yeah, we are... I realize something. Probably no one understands why this is a training. The reality is that the game has like a weird mechanic of moving your mouse through eyes. It's horrible. I never thought I was going to see like sleeping eyes movement, but for mouse. And this game showed me that it exists, and I absolutely hate it. No. So good. But yeah, anyway. What was I saying? I was saying, before I got sidetracked by myself, that I think we can basically understand how to censor things in a more... I don't know. I think it's kinda interesting, actually. The easy answer will simply be, oh yeah, let's rely on democracy to censor what's bad and what's wrong and what's useless and blah blah blah. That's kind of a hard statement to make, but yeah, I think we have sort of already demonstrated that we are not all that good at doing that. You can't just democratically choose things, in a sense. We are bad at doing that. And that will be way too complicated in a sense too. No! Did I rank up? Okay, there we go. Challenge plus. Also, I was like, wow. Get 16 stars. No, 14. We can do that. Easy enough. But yeah, I was saying. And I don't know, I think it would be actually complicated for us to decide on anything of that sort. In a sense, after all, unavoidably, we are good at deciding things, but we're not that good to be capable of actually deciding how to deal with issues at that level, I feel like. How do you make sure that people hope for the right thing and not for the wrong thing? How do you even know what is right? That will require, let's say, way too many developments of thoughts, of ideas that we haven't had so far. That would therefore require to be had. That I think, in a sense, might not actually come, because in the end, it's sort of expecting us to be that good at making some choices, when in the end, those choices themselves are way too complicated. It's like, okay, let's time for everyone to answer. And what do you do if somebody wrong says, I want to make this thing come true? I have hopes for a certain thing, and I want that to happen. But you judge it to be bad from a subjective point of view. Are you going to enforce it on them? Are you going to let somebody who says something that you don't personally like come forward and accomplish what they want? Even if you feel even slighted by their choices and whatnot? Is that going to be the case? I don't think so. It's like, okay, we have to keep developing ourselves and the way in which we think out the stuff a lot more before we can actually talk about getting people to follow the instructions, so to speak, and getting people to understand that, yeah, some things do require a lot of thinking, a lot of actual planning, a lot of. The first idea was things require a lot of effort. Somewhat true, somewhat accurate, unavoidably, but also not so easy to actually represent, in a sense. And when somebody decides something for themselves and we don't let them do what they want, who are we to truly say, no, yeah, that thing is bad, you shouldn't be doing it? How do we set enough capacities to show them that? In a sense, it's sort of a trick question. I am saying it as if that hasn't happened already. We live in a society in which we have gained enough consensus about how to talk about these things from the point of view of fear. Nobody wants to actually say, oh yeah, you know what, these things are not worth trying anymore. In most cases, because we all prefer to avoid those confrontations and those risky encounters and those dangerous moments. It's better to do that than to perhaps commit the mistake in the slide of deterring someone from actually accomplishing surprising things. And when we want something, we already have a society that tells us that sometimes if what we want takes too much effort, it's better to not even try it. And through that sense of fear, we have already learned that it's better for us to just accept mediocrity. What's the proper name of the word? Normalcy. It's a return to the story of, oh yeah, everything is so normal, brother, when in fact to be capable of accomplishing things, one sometimes has to stand out, and through such discussions, such ways of perceiving things, we allow ourselves to try to actually make things come true and whatnot. And that's when it feels like we will unavoidably have more and more mistakes and more problems throughout the coast of dreams and hopes. I don't know. I think like perhaps we are destined to remain here. Perhaps it's not giving up. I think the modern landscape has become simply okay. You learn how to hope for something and not reveal what you hope for in case of what you want being something that's the mainstream. Yeah, the thing that you might say you want being seen, being perceived as a negative thing that should instead be removed or avoided or censored even harder. And so, can we upgrade this? Not yet. I build. No, I can't even build anything. Hate this so much. Stranger, no. Blacksmith, no. We only have to keep grinding on that station. I don't want to keep grinding sometimes. It's not that I don't want. It's that it forces me to think, to keep grinding. So I find it harder to grind. It's easier when you can just when you grind by yourself, you know, and you don't have to actually think out what you're saying. For example, far easier. I can do it 24 hours in a row, if possible. But now, man, let me speed run the game if possible, so that we don't have to hear me trying to say anything. Let's see, for example, this level. Enemies have 26k. Halt, peasant. The order forbids entrance to the area. A demon category C has been spotted in the mine. Now get lost. So triumphy. 132 damage? What the fuck? Since when do I have so much damage? Amazing. We can probably flow through some areas, taking into consideration that the house I wasn't actually expecting having so much damage. Okay. Awkward groove. If we can't one-shot this guy, we skip it. If we perhaps somehow can, okay, we're good. But if we can't, 203, no, okay. Shut up, we can't kill you in one shot. That's our next goal. 60,000. Also market. Where we have this Echo. Greetings. I sell only high quality brews for an adequate price. If you're not satisfied with one of my products, go to hell. So waste. And okay. Hello there. Oh no, it's oh, thanks for giving a good hiding to those sharks from the order. They were blocking the trade road, but now we are open again, and I happen to have all sorts of treasures for you, sweetie. Oh, and don't pay attention to my sister. She's always like that. So true. Important. Why does this matter? You buy these things because they count towards your collection. We bought a flute. Do we need it? No. Am I going to use it? No. All good. Roll. Finally, we can fish. This and this turtle ring lock. Oof. Ring prevents death once. Amazing. And also something else. Barking in F minor. Okay. And wait. Here. We have all of these books. They don't have any text. They are all just recipes. No, yeah, this one has text. How to get a bed? A cute bed is 3 steps away from you. Get a flute? It is common knowledge that wild beasts are music enthusiasts. Find the proper music sheet and learn the melody. Find the beast and play the melody until he/she loves you. Enjoy your new friend. Fishing for dummies. How to catch a fish in 3 simple steps. Start today. Cast your line. Hold mouse longer to cast further. 2. Wait. When the hook shakes, click fast. 3. Hold the mouse to reel in. But watch out for the line tension when the fish is struggling. PS. Catching farther will increase chance to get a rarer fish. PPS. Reacting fast upon bite will make the catch easier to reel in. Okay. So now that means. So wait, open register. Luckily enough, I never realized that, but luckily enough, armory, trophies, gallery, and aquarium. There is a whole other section here that is the pet garden, which doesn't require us in that sense. But I mean, let me let me fish. Also, why did we buy a book about how to fish if we are going to have a tutorial anyways? Didn't it say click fast? Why did it say click fast? I thought it was like a clicker for a second. It's like hold mouse button to reel the fish, but nothing else. Okay, we got 1 fish. 1 out of 7? How many fishes are there, bruh? Okay, we can do it. It's not that hard, I think. I hope. But yeah, I was saying. No, it's like. What the fuck? Probably we have good enough methods to try and make sure that we're actually having people dream stuff nowadays. We have already established enough things for the sake of that. The issue is that perhaps we don't actually understand how that works in a sense. Or let's say like this, the common knowledge has stopped being so available to us so that we can actually make sure that people are striving for things. It's not anymore the norm for people to try and accomplish amazing stuff. Because in the end, unavoidably, now it's way too hard for us to know by ourselves what it means to actually try something of that sort and what it means to actually dream wonderful things while also having so many of those other influences that in a sense also demonstrate that perhaps we shouldn't be so bent on trying that we have sort of gained enough things to make our time easier. Enough of stuff so that the common denominator, the normal human experience, is not anymore about wanting something great, but just about, well, if it comes to be, then it gets to be something. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's good. And once that came to be, in essence, And once we accepted it to be the case, we don't, we haven't found it in us to fight for it anymore. It's, sadly, this is one of those concepts that we had since a long while ago. The reality of, probably, we have made sure that trying to make great things come to be is kinda prohibited. Not truly prohibited, but actually, it takes too much time. And the average person who has already so much to worry about in their busy life cannot accomplish such a thing, because that would imply that we actually understood even how to have great things of that sort, which could not be the case at all. And once that happens, we unavoidably are faced with the reality of, I feel like we might not be truly all that capable of doing it, of gaining what we want. So the normalcy is now, okay, we shall not try anymore. In the end, it's going to be better if nobody tries. And even if you try, it will be better if nobody cares that much. That's why also, in a sense, I feel like things have come to be this way rather than in any other manner. And that's understandable enough. We are part of a world that, missed a fish. But wait, there are not that many fishing areas. We have already 22% of the fishes acquired, and here you have the aquarium itself. Amazing. Favorite part of the game. Sadly, there is no only fishes part. You have to watch the fishes with the HUD on, so. But whatever. Can we progress a little bit? Register 118 coins per day out of nowhere. So we're gonna become rich basically. Now. I haven't trained ranged so far. I will continue to do so. Give me a second. Let me. This. Okay, there is no other thing to change. We are good. And the skills. Okay, through. I don't even know what I upgraded, but it's good, I guess. Gold, platinum. Okay. Yeah, I think it's, what the fuck? It's probably the last level before actually finishing the leveling up part. Anyway, I was saying, I keep on talking out of the game to not have to drink out what I have to say. I think it's still, we're kind of lost in the act of trying to find a survivable way of wishing for things, whilst not making it hard on us, not only for ourselves but also for those who have to come, so to speak, those who will come next in the future. We are now starting to focus on the creation of all those other factors that can lead to the existence of hopes. It's like, let's say like this, having temperance, not tampering, temperance, gaining temperance in the spirits and the hopes that we possess has become the norm in terms of, okay, I want wonderful, amazing things to come forward. It's far better to hope for little than to actually hope for something truly, I wouldn't say difficult, it's just, yeah, something new, something more important, something more meaningful, so to speak. And once that happens, then unavoidably, not only because we do it on a personal level, but because the teaching is, it's better for us to focus on ourselves. It's too risky for anybody to want to do great things for the entire world, so to speak, because that's what's normalized. Then to try and go back into those other eras of, but everybody should try to do something incredibly important and meaningful, surprising, prize-worthy, or not even for the sake of the prize itself, just good enough. Because we, on one hand, censor it, and on the other one, make it look like we shouldn't ever care about that ourselves, then we end up in a state of, and you know what? Unavoidably, nobody can try to have that. And even if we wanted to try and have it, is kind of impossible. Because it's one fish in the current of, or let's say more like, there was this movie, I think it's wonderful, krill. It's one krill in the current of krills, kind of impossible to change the entire current. In a sense, at the best, what can happen is that one can just do better by themselves and leave the rest to be. But no more. Now we can try to actually change the rest of the world. We have sort of, I don't exactly know the term. It's like we have crossed the boundary, let's say. We can't anymore go back and make it look like we all should care. We have make it in itself, the act of caring, sound like the worst thing possible. So now anybody who wants to care is reminded how much of a mistake it is to truly want to care about anything. And once that happens, then unavoidably, only the individual can try to go back to it. Only tiny communities can try to go back to that, but the wider the human efforts spread, so to speak, the harder it is for anyone to actually accomplish that. And at some point, because it relies on the temptation of, yeah, you know what, let's not change things around. We shall remain in our own commodity. Because commodity itself is that eternal temptation that all desire. We have been brought up in a world in which we have learned to want and admire commodity, to desire commodity. It is going against the very principles of all the cultures to say, yeah, you know what, let's challenge ourselves once again to try and dream for the impossible things. Let's try to have our cake and eat it too, in the sense of, yeah, we shall now strive even more than ever before. And we shall believe, hope that whatever comes out of that is going to have an impact. A resounding, astounding, and surprisingly nice impact. But that in itself is too hard. So, once again, we stay in the vicinity of the calmness, the simpler thing, which doesn't require that much. Not anymore, at least. But, oh well, who knows, no? It's like... it doesn't fully matter. It does have some layer of importance to it, like, wow, what will be of us in the future then? We have already given up the possibility of hoping for the greatest of things. No more are we in an era in which the human is allowed to dream big, because it's seen as unnecessary, as way too risky, as way too harmful. So, only the greater hopes that now we get to have are still child play. There is something incredibly revelatory about the nature of how we want things now. That is, yeah, we don't want anymore something that big or that great. We just want the simple thing, the simple stuff. We are happy with very basic things, and we don't want anymore something that could take that much effort, even if the quote-unquote highest or hardest things to accomplish are in themselves truly that. The modern conception of great things is quite limited in comparison to older eras. We don't have an entire world to explore, to chart out. We have a status that doesn't need to be broken. We feel like so. Once that happens, once we have accepted that, then other things feel also far more acceptable. And also because we did it with the excuse of at least worrying for what we personally care. I think it's just the logical conclusion of then, unavoidably, we're going to reach even higher states of self-dominance. Why? How could we advance? Not advance, regress towards those other states of selflessness? If the principle itself of, well, yeah, you should want other things that affect the rest of the world, not just you and me, or just you, just me, just the self, basically. If that has been demonized enough, how can we even expect people to throw out their hopes, in a sense, and to give up what they like the most? It's kind of not only impossible, but also surreal to ask for that much. But do we have somebody to truly blame? I don't know. Anyway, I have been grinding that for like next 80. I was like, an 80-star combo? I'm going to lose my mind. I cannot get an 80-star combo. But no, I have a platinum combo, so we're good. At some point, I wouldn't be surprised if the actual maximum combo is like 80. But it's like incredibly hard to actually get that high of a combo. Anyway, it changes rhythms way too much, and at least I personally can't adapt to it that fast or that well right now. How many points? You invest like, yeah, you invest like 50 with each click. Is there no way to make it faster? Man. Why does this game make me spam click? I'm going to break my mouse like that. Anyway, let me drink some water. I haven't done so in like the past 5 minutes. Also, we have gold coins now. Yeah. That's done. I should upgrade my hoe. I don't like how exponential the ghosts end up being to some degree. It's good, but it could be better, let's say. It could be even better. Anyway, let's... I don't know. How much damage? 194. We can't... Wait, we can't actually kill the enemy so far. It had like 200,000, so we can't kill it yet. We need to keep on training. Man. Okay. Let me check internet one second. What the fuck? We dropped to 2300 frames? How? I hate my internet. I absolutely despise it. It's good. We haven't actually dropped, so it works enough for me, I guess. Ah. Anyway, let me. What? Let's spice thing up. When you see exclamation mark, press left arrow or right arrow in my direction to attack me. Okay. Be grateful I let you hit me. So triumphy. No, wow. Let's try for that. Anyway. This shouldn't be that hard. Probably. Okay. 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 But no. It's going back. Going back? Do I have anything to actually keep on saying? I don't think so. I think it's way too much of speculation in a sense. We can't actually know what's going to happen to that degree of, oh yeah, in the future we are not going to have any more problems regarding the way in which we structure ourselves around all the other situations that exist in this world. And in the future we are going to finally get rid of. It's dependent way too much on something that we haven't actually understood. Well, that we haven't actually understood so far. It's kind of impossible to truly see, truly grasp how much that will make an impact, how much we will change. Humanity in its entirety will be modified. It's too much of a random thing. One day, the greatest thing perhaps might unavoidably be that we wake up and we find out that we haven't lost everything that we had, that we are still in a great era, or in an even greater era, that the human deserves far more hope than ever before, that it's possible now for us to dream big and to accomplish those before seen as unachievable goals. Now we see and we talk about so many of those amazingly good things, and perhaps we will end up surviving to find the recognition of the human soul in a different way. But otherwise, I don't know. I guess personally, I feel like the unavoidable answer is going to just be, yeah, you know what? We are going to simply stay at this level for now. I don't think we are going to make many more advances. Not because I don't think that we don't do. Ah! Okay, sorry. I kinda forgot what's that one did. I God, I am getting incredibly hit. Sometimes the game does catch you off guard. I hate it. It's me when the Souls boss delays its animation. It's like simple principle of anticipating what it will do that gets you anxious. But yeah, continue. I was simply trying to finish the idea of, yeah, I don't know. I hope we will actually get a clear answer about what's going to happen if we are going to find a way in which we can actually dream for things, but perhaps that doesn't come. Or the answer itself will not become clear until we keep on advancing. As always, humanity is, in many ways, surprisingly variable in its essence, so kinda hard to actually know, to anticipate what will truly be the case in the next 1,000 years, in the next 100 years perhaps. I don't know, I haven't... It's sort I don't want to segue into something different, but it's the reality of I have been trying to think about how we are trying to force AI so much onto everything. Perhaps one of the good outcomes of that is simply, well, we get to have things function for us in that way. We get to have then a world in which just dreaming has been enabled for us. We don't suffer anymore for wanting things, and so that's one of the greatest accomplishments that we could have. And that can be related to, oh yeah, because in the end, we understood how to work around the issues of our own judgment. And even if they are man-made, the principle of we can get an external judge to act in our place and sort of explain to us, or yeah, be that external factor that can decide when we can't reach a clear judgment about the things that should or not be, that have or not to happen and whatnot. And perhaps AI comes and does that, but I don't know. At the same time, I feel like we kinda rushed something way too rapidly. We didn't understand. We don't even understand it so far right now, in the present day, what role it plays. We want it to become something that important out of nowhere. We are stepping outside of our own box. Not that we need to be boxed in any sense, but yeah, unavoidably. Sometimes the human is not that good at choosing anything. And it's just a matter of perhaps, trusting the process if what is what's going to make it work. And perhaps once that trust comes to be, we're going to be good. Perhaps, who knows? Sometimes we just want answers, and it's impossible to truly have one, but at least we can have that desire for answers and be satisfied with that, if nothing else. Oh, anyway. Okay. We probably have a little bit of gold. Yeah, 3 gold. Wow, amazing. And we can... I like the way in which you can invest to gain more investment later on. It's my favorite part. It's literally capitalism. A video game. Wow. We have to keep on training melee. No, do we? Yeah, we do. I was like, no, we don't. Because I have XP, no. Not enough. We need We need one good combo. Then it will be on. We can finally progress a little bit further in this story. But, man, why did that enemy have so much HP? Hate it. I sometimes being stubborn is not the best choice, because you end up truly realizing that things do take effort, and you observe that even in the locality of your own will, sometimes you set the bar too high for yourself, and what you want to accomplish is just too hard, and not because it truly is hard, but rather because, man, I have to commit to my choice. It's so horrible to do that. I don't want to do that. I prefer to just do something else. But, I don't know, I guess now I have understood it a little bit more. In terms of, yeah, it's part of growing up to understand that, yeah, I should do what I propose myself. Otherwise, I shouldn't be proposing it at all. There is nothing worse than setting up goals that we don't wish to accomplish later on. Because the goals matter, but what also matters is the reality of how they impact our lives, how much we are influenced by what we chose, and once that becomes the norm, we should be capable of actually caring. We should be capable of also, I dropped the combo. I'm about to rage quit. I was flowing so well. But yeah, you see why I say there are things that literally let you flow. Stuff like that happens, right? Stuff like that just happens. You have to have things like that to literally disconnect the mind from the brain, I guess, you know. It's this culture is so horrible. You have so many things, but we don't actually understand how to accomplish a proper state of consciousness. So many years of development towards any other area, yet we remain incapable of actually talking with properness about the things that can let us be even better. How do we want people to dream for nice things, for even greater realms of success, if we don't even understand how to achieve them ourselves? How come the world seems so important, yet we don't understand how to connect to it? I know, don't worry. I am just losing it a little bit today. Like every other day, basically. And I don't know. It's part of that, I guess. It's part of the experience of being. You have to lose it. Otherwise, that's like way too much of a statement. No, but can any human being go through life without ending a little bit crazy? Even just a little bit? I don't actually understand if that is even like properly answerable question in terms of depending on who are you asking that, depending on which point of view are you trying to utilize to answer the question from. What's the standard? What's the thing that defines if you are or not crazy, you know? I would expect people to be capable of going through their life without actually losing it, but at the same time, is it truly fully achievable? I don't know. It's like, I guess, yeah, it's this discussion isn't really fully honest, because there is this other layer of, on the other hand, okay, it makes sense to be worried about your sanity, but from which point of view? That also matters a lot. Are we saying that matters because we care, or are we saying that it matters because we have come to fear not being sane ourselves, because the rest of the world make it look like the most necessary thing to exist?
The fear of being ostracized and banished from the rest of the world is what keeps us away from the true encounter with that crazy aspect in us, with that more brave, I wouldn't call it brave, with that more honest side of ourselves that just exists, that can sometimes say crazy things. And in the end, it unavoidably traces back on what I was mentioning before, yeah. Not so not so surprisingly, it does have to deal with, and you know what? You have to be crazy to want things of importance. You have to be delusional to some degree. But also, you can't be that delusion. You can't want something that important. You can't want. You don't deserve anymore the freedom to want to change the entire world, because that is too much now. And what defines that is this external thing which we define, which we see, which we experience, which we accept in many ways, but which influences us and which renders then the personal singular soul of ours much less incapable of doing, of being, of feeling what it truly wants to be, achieving what it truly hopes it gets to be. But, I don't know, it's... we deserve great things, but at the same time, we don't truly understand sometimes what those great things are, what it means to want to get greatness in itself. So this is not the time for that discussion, because that discussion happens more internally than anything else. And that is, I guess, let's say like that. We have made it look like it truly is an important, unnecessary factor for us to talk about subjectivity. In terms of, okay, yeah, you cannot want something so important, because in the end, if you want something too important, you're going to get called crazy. But on the other hand, no. On the other hand, you should want great things. The issue is, how do you even understand what is great? And if that question is asked, the unavoidable answer lies in the realm of, okay, wow, you simply just form by yourself a judgment about that, through that degree of uncaringness, we make it look like it truly doesn't have to be the case. So, now that we end up needing to decide, also wait, I'm so sorry about that, it still happens sometimes. If you don't mind, I will go now. So sorry again. Okay. And this guy, wait, continue. Soul Town. Tavern, yeah, this guy came here. So sorry, I can only do Fireball. With more practice, I could maybe learn new spells? Question mark? Perhaps. But yeah, I was saying. What? I'm sure you missed something very important. Some skills, like Bash or Special, consume your turn, while free skills, like Fireball or Poison Arrow, do not consume your turn. Take advantage of it. So true, I'm not going to use it. We're going to do a full melee. Melee with melee skills, I guess. That's the goal. Also, I just realized okay. Here, inventory, no, skills. This thing. To get this final skill, you need to level up all of them. So probably we're not going to get that final skill. I actually don't know. I like the idea. In the end, it's like literally the best thing to have at hand, because it lets you one-shot even some of the strongest enemies. It's like you hit, I think the base attack is like 4 times in a row. So right now, I would end up having 1 million damage instead of whatever I have right now, 250,000. But at the same time, it's so much grinding, brother. I don't want to grind. Aim, not right now. Also, let me once again check, because it triggers that fear response in me to see the bot talk out of nowhere. But no, yeah, we actually haven't had any other instance of lag. I am so incredibly happy for that. It's incredibly good to not have lag anymore. I love it when things go your way. You don't have to suffer anymore for the tiny disgraces. What the fuck? The tiny unimportant mistakes that just make things a little bit darker. So good, so nice. Life full of happiness, just as it deserves to be. Also, how much can we actually play, Drew? Because enemies aren't scaling that fast. I thought they were going to scale faster, taking into consideration that that guy literally had 200,000 damage as HP. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Everyone else is incredibly strong, therefore. No, they aren't. Certainly they are not. We are still only at 40,000. Can we? I hope we can't. But probably we are going to be capable of powering through most of this area, I guess. At this rate. So many enemies. Give me this. One hit them. Wow! It doesn't matter because I should have needed to one hit them once again. At the very least, okay? At the very least, there are so many enemies that it doesn't matter if they all hit me, because I still have good HP. I love this is why do people not understand it? These kind of games are so wonderful because it's literally just you against yourself. You can grind enough. No enemy is going to put even a dent on you. It doesn't matter if they are incredibly strong, because in the end, you literally are in charge of how much are you going to try before you actually decide that it's time to continue. And it's so good sometimes. It's the best sensation. Also, Scarlet Wolf. One boss? And I already beat this guy. Amazing. Scarlet Warrior, sorry. I skipped the text. What did it say? I know. Scrub. Have you seen a one-eyed scarlet sword, little ram? You will speak. So true, Unfi. So absolutely true. Okay. One more. I 4 levels? Damn. Knight of the Order. What is a peasant doing here? What economy? Trespassing on holy ground during a holy demon hunt. ... It's a sentence of holy death. So true. Can you not give me opportunist when it is my turn? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So wait. No. What? I was like, why did it attack? But no, it was because I got opportunist once again. Two, what's the word? I was gonna say 2 turns. Two times in a row? No, not in a row. 2 times in one run, let's say. Counter, easy. 242,000 HP. And it died. So good. So, just like that, we have like 25% chance of free special. That's probably good, no? Take into consideration that I don't want to overspend my melee skills. No, it poisoned me. Me when the enemy has poison. Wow. Okay. I can keep on progressing. How many levels are these in a row? Like 5? How many? Okay, wait. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11. Good. Amazingly good. Rich gun. How did we lose this word? Fucking hate them. Fucking hate modernity. You can notice that this game came a long time ago because they used this word. Now, it's not sacred anymore. Now it has been lost to fucking summer speak. Oh no, yeah, no, it's only the newer generations who use gun. No, brother, shut the fuck up. You're also responsible. We didn't fight hard enough for it, so now it has been taken. No, it has so much HP. Shh. Back to grinding then. You mean that last fight didn't happen. Back to grinding. Stamp echoes. And what the fuck? My days in the neverseen. Text. Soul Martyr 13th. Seems like the only things to pass the days with are training and winning new battles. Exactly. Soulvril. Second. Hobbs is scraping me out with his nonsensical interventions. How old is he anyway? So later. 8. I watched the horizon at sunset, raised my arms and prayed, not sure why. Soul Cinder, 19th, can't sleep, this damn trace a freaking night like. Solary first. A ship is coming, I'm finally leaving this. And that's when the guy came. Oh, nice to see you. Hop told me he loved his pet. Poor things. But I'm sure you'll have him. Oh, I'm you're in the mind. Bring back some coal. Pay for my... Oh. It's for your phone. So drone. Also, why do we have so many clovers? What the fuck happened? I guess it happens. No clue. Okay. Watch this. This is the gacha mechanic basically. The me when the game has gacha mechanics. I love it so much. Gacha. Let's roll for something. For a great for a great coin. For something wonderful, I guess, I don't know. Wow! So many random noises. Okay, there we go. That was the gacha. Thank you. Also, this girl. I saw Babset working at the training camp the other day. I'm happy for him. He finally found someone to work with. You'll stay around a bit, won't you? Yeah, basically, I guess. Tamer badge, doesn't matter. Silver clover? What? This will increase your chance to find clovers. Amazing. A little bit. Amazing. We needed that, basically. Okay. Okay. Also, what does everyone want to talk? What the fuck is up? Hey, I wanted to ask you something. You observe yourself, and I will come back in one piece. How strong are you exactly? Strong enough. Thank you for asking. Bored. The things you make. It is nice of you to buy them, but do you appreciate the variety they offer? I really hope you will try each different type. It bothers me imagining you only using one. Absolutely true, brother. So true, man. So correct in that statement. I kept a shield. Claymore. There we go. Something else? This. Now we're back to the mining grind, the training mines. How much do we have left of the game? Like, this game has 2 more chapters. I think there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels here. We have like 20 levels here. Yeah, you have this tower, which is the first tower that you meet. Then you have this other thing that you have to go to. So it's like, we probably have like the scaling up to 1,000,000 or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So we have a fucking lot ahead, basically. But what is a game if it doesn't have a little bit of grinding in it? How can a game be called good if it doesn't force you to grind for 7 hours straight? Also, that's why we are here. Are we probably going to finish it today? I don't think so. We will have to see after like 1 hour. Anyway, I have a way to focus on the game. Can I shut up about the game already? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't. The last thing I was saying basically was just finishing the everything else rant about. I don't know. Sometimes it feels weird. Like, oh yeah, let's try to have hopes out of stuff. Let's find a way to make them work ourselves. It's in itself it is still way too strange. It's an unrelenting world in which wanting things for ourselves becomes way too hard, and in which deciding, actually choosing what matters is too difficult. The judgments that we make, the hopes that we have, the goals that we set, all feel far too hard to actually have truly that extended out there. Because in the end, how do we actually know if what we are choosing is the correct thing or not? It's a never-ending sensation, I would say, and it has only become more certified, more accentuated in the rest of our reality. We have had enough of those, we have had enough of those instances already, and so much of what is left for us now has just become then a continual strike, a continual endless stream of more and more unimportant and completely menial, as equally unimpactful other choices that make it feel like we're actually doing something that does matter. But I don't know. In the end, what can we actually expect if when we try to put even a little bit or put out there, when we try to judge and say that something should matter in a different way, what we get told instantaneously is that no, that's wrong, you shouldn't want that, you shouldn't go for that, you shouldn't think out of that, you shouldn't be having in your mind those thoughts, those ideas, those hopes, those anything. You're in the wrong path when you go there. You're doing something wrong if you allow yourself to think out such things. So it's fine. Anyway, I don't know. I guess what I have been thinking about lately. I haven't thinking about it way too much. I have found myself lost in a world of so many ideas. It's wonderful to get to have some freedom finally to be oneself without so many restrictions, and not restrictions, but simply impositions from the rest of the world is not just good, but also quite surprising enough, fruitful, but in the same level, it also is surprisingly enough quite hard to actually fully get to be. It's like the more free we are, the harder it is to actually do something that matters because there is so much freedom. It's the endless, I wouldn't say paradox, but the reality of the, the experience of anybody who procrastinates in a way. So once you are free, all the things that you ever wanted to do become available to you all at once. So what do you actually choose? If in the end, if you stated that they, if you said that you wanted to do them, they all should matter. So it's hard to just stay with one choice. Not because the choice itself isn't possible to make, but rather because you have already chosen in a way that things matter. And once that commitment is, once that admission is made, you can, well, you can just stay in that comfort area, in that comfort zone of knowing that you did it. You accomplished the first goal, so to speak, and that first layer of success that so many times we want. Then after that comes the next level of development. Okay, I should be capable of concisely understanding what are the things that matter the most instead of what already possesses an importance. And I don't know, it's way too not complicated to do it in itself, but rather to develop a proper sense of understanding out what I should actually care about. That does make me feel happy and what I am truly willing to do, to consider that I am going to do, without having that other sensation of, wow, you know what, it's what I say that I want to accomplish, what I say that I want to work on, is something that I can truly confidently do without feeling like, I don't know, for example, let's say, uh, I like to play, besides whatever I play here, MOBAs. Would I like to be a professional? I guess it's a sense of the hope itself, not the hope. If that thing gets to happen, that will be unavoidably a nice thing, but I wouldn't go out of my way to become a professional in that sense. It's so frustrating to actually try to do that I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't go out of my way to have that happen. Nor will I try to enforce it or anything like that. I find that other things have more importance. But I can admit that a lot more easily than many other equally pressing discussions, and I can only see a handful of those pressing discussions that I needed to. Discussion, in a sense, is just an internal evaluation of what does matter and what does play an important role in my own life, so that I can actually give it enough time. But in the end, it's lying to say that, oh no, yeah, you know what, there is nothing to think out, it's just about doing now. I guess life, surprisingly enough, is a lot more about thinking about what comes next and evaluating properly what's next, rather than to not doing or not being or just trying to flow. I guess I know. Also, but it's all good. It's just a part of this our current life that gets to feel good, and it's a learning to let it be. And sometimes it's out. Okay, it does have a lot to do basically with what we were talking about before. In a sense, it does feel like, surprisingly enough, this world doesn't seem to. I'm about to cry. I was saying, it does feel a lot about, in a sense, this world cannot truly explain to others what should be the things that we care about, what should be the handful of things that we utilize our time, our energy, and whatnot on. But on the other hand, there are these other layers of. I feel like it's quite achievable, also heal. It's quite achievable to form an internal judgment. Once I try, I just need to try. I try to make those not just decisions. It's like I try to clarify upon myself all of those questions, and I give myself enough time, and also I accept that I should care. But the difficulty still lies in how much can I actually say that I try to care without it feeling like I'm just contradicting everything else that happens around me, so to speak. Also, want to become better with a bow? Then don't hesitate to hit multiple targets at once. They will all count as ball size. Yes, I can be nice sometimes. Also, you can control the coin's bounce direction, depending on where you hit it. So Trumpy, haven't opened that so far. I will try my best to not open ranged. Also, why have I... what? How have I gained ranged? I haven't even upgraded it by hand, by clicking on it. How did that happen? Did I click on it by mistake at some point? What? So crazy. Anyway, this game is scamming me out of my lack of leveling up this thing. Hate it. Cooldown reduction for both fireball and thunder skills. I see. I thought it was something different. It doesn't matter. We can give it some levels, so why not to do it? Also, something all decent apprentices should know: the higher your combo is, the faster the stats bar increases. Yeah, nice. Okay, I haven't trained this thing in like so long ago. In a way, because actually training health, sorry, is kind of unnecessary. And also because it's like the easiest skill to train, so I don't know, it shouldn't be that surprising to say. Wow, no, I lied, it wasn't that easy. I just took like 3 hits in a row, I am going to die. I'm going to start crying. But no, I know, anyway, let me move past my embarrassing fail. I wasn't as good as I thought I was going to be. It's all good anyways. Because sometimes it's necessary to accept failure. It's the foundation to progress, to fail and to do things not so well and not so properly and not so correctly. But it shouldn't be the thing that matters the most. To fail or not to fail. I have actually been trying to understand that. Still, I guess it's like an eternal thought, discussion, thing to try and wrap oneself head around. The idea of, okay, how do I confront the idea of failure? On one hand, it's necessary to accept failure. On the other one, is it truly that bad to never fail? Doesn't it feel weird how sometimes we make sure that failure becomes the most acceptable thing to have? I will say that we have settled way too fast in regards to something that shouldn't be as simplified as this discussion of, oh no, yeah, you know what? Sometimes you fail, sometimes you achieve what you want, sometimes you get what you are hoping for, sometimes you don't, sometimes things come your way, sometimes nothing goes how you expected it to actually go. Also, but it's life in general is just like that, and we should be happy that at the least we keep on developing ourselves in regards to all of those ideas, even if sometimes stuff like that doesn't make entirely as much sense, because it shouldn't require to make it. I think that, yeah, in this case, it's about failure. and the understandableness of it, but it's the general explanation of life of, oh yeah, no, you should actually care about things that are reasonable enough. I would have expected that we would have been far more capable of actually speaking properly about how, and in the end, now more than ever, we live in a world in which things shouldn't be so much based on reason, not because they don't deserve to be, but because the nature of the human itself has already demonstrated to us that we are quite incapable of handling all the reasonable stuff. Do we truly want a reason? Reason itself goes far beyond what lies in the spectrum of, oh yeah, no, you know what, this world that we confront, these things that we deal with, this universe of situations and surrounding experiences is all completely reasonable. There are some things that can be explained, but that accepting them will hurt way too much, and that's fine. Being capable of accepting that and not feeling so destroyed by, so to speak, the revelation of it is a good thing. But once again, on the other hand, it is like we're truly striving towards the acquirement of as much of a robust explanation for the world and as much of a solid way of conceiving things that doesn't at all trace what sometimes is our internal experience. Let's say it's like, oh no, yeah, you know what, everything should be simply logical, but it's hard also to actually try to explain it without actually mentioning any of them. But yeah, those things that lie in that realm of, you know what, if I were to actually admit to their existence, I might lose my mind myself, you know. It's like we have rushed ahead of ourselves in some realms of reason, of life, of thought, let's say. And it's understandable. It's the nature of the human being to want to accomplish so much, to not be capable of grasping how some things require patience, have to be done slowly enough, have to slowly come through. And it's fine that we will struggle. And it's, in this case, it doesn't destroy us. So it's good to fail like that too. After all, perhaps future generations will learn to slowly, more slowly, deal with the matters of the world, rather than to try to rush ahead so fast. It's pretty much, for example, that based on that same explanation of, oh no, yeah, you know what, we should try to have an internal goal, but at the same time you try to have one, and what you're shown is that you should never, because it's way too dangerous. And it isn't completely true. There are some other aspects to it, like, oh yeah, and you can try to develop a sense of what perhaps matters to you. Perhaps what is it that you actually care about, and what is it that you actually give importance to and meaning to, and what is it that you are going to try to do to accomplish and whatnot. And once that comes forward, you realize, back to what I mentioned myself, I need to actually think about this. I don't know it. And the more one gets to grasp that, the more one gets to accept that, yeah, and it's fun. Things will have to take time, but I will do good because of that. Also, I hope we finished this. No, we did everything, but we didn't rank up. Hate it so much. Okay. I was like, for sure, we got almost 600 combo. We have to rank up for sure, or no, didn't happen. But it literally ties to what I'm talking about. You need to be patient, otherwise it won't come. Anyway, and I don't know. I think it's perhaps that's yet another way of solving that eternal issue of yeah. One day we will be capable of talking about all of these things. We will be good enough to have those sort of discussions in which we understand how much things are valuable and how much they should mean to us, and how much effort do we need to put into things. But it's about having enough patience. Even if today we commit those mistakes that don't lead to the rest of the developments, it also is about understanding that, yeah, tomorrow perhaps outcomes will be a little bit different. And even if it isn't literally tomorrow, there will be always a tomorrow in which that might come true. Or even, I don't know, that is still something that I cannot fully say. I confidently grasp. It's this idea of trying to leave a heritage behind, a seed planted in some way, shape, or form, in terms of, oh yeah, let's make sure that something comes out in the way in which we wanted it to come, or in this case, even more sadly, it's the way in which the person who tries to understand and most probably tries to do themselves philosophy sees the thing, the way in which I believe it's the best one. Unavoidably still being a subjective thing, but point being, I believe that this thing matters, so let's try to make sure that this thing comes forward and let's try to leave something behind. That also does fall onto the realm of, oh wow, yeah, this does require actually a lot of patience and a lot of determination to itself. Because it's literally just the same thing. And it's on the realm of, oh yeah, perhaps, mayhaps, we get to see something come out in a different, better shape, form, based according to what we did, so that it gets to have that positive influence. When there is something wonderful that happens with philosophy, there are so many existing philosophers that didn't get to actually accomplish much. It's not that crazy to find that, yeah, anybody can write a book. Doesn't mean that everybody is going to get rewarded for that, or even less. Let's wait. We have. I get 4.5 gold. We have 100. How much time did I grind the shield? I think that particular training is also like, it deactivates my brain way too much. It's the simplest method for just mindlessly doing the minigame, I guess. Excuse me, I don't actually know how much. I feel like timing it and finding out, oh yeah, you spent 50 minutes on that one minigame out of nowhere. It's so crazy. In thought it's crazy. In practice it might be like, wow, truly? So much time? Wow. Okay, I see we have a key knife for quality equipment. With this starter rod, you will be able to cast farther and reel in better. Okay. And the truth out. Finger Stone 1. What? Museum. Ring slot +1. You haven't lied to all your sad adventure life. I bet you thought you could keep only 2 rings at once, right? It's okay. I was just like you. Now look closely. Are you sure? You only have 2 fingers? An attentive individual. So true, brother. So we can keep two fingers? No, 3 fingers. Okay, okay. Is there any pet ranged? I don't use ranged. I use physical melee. Me when the grind doesn't lead to the results that I want. Also, defense and agility both upgrade health. Melee only upgrades melee damage. Wood? No. I was like, wood? No, that's the rank. Ranged upgrades 2 stats. Sorcery 2 stats. Defense 3 stats. Agility also 3 stats. Why does melee only upgrade 1? It's incredibly unfair. I hate this game. Anyway, also, I don't actually gain that much because the damage. Let me see. Here. Yeah, I only gain 119. I don't gain any stat whatsoever. I incredibly horrible. Anyway, you have to keep grinding. You get it. You have to grind for the next 20 more minutes. Destroying apples. It's part of the core mechanic. You have to one-shot everything, otherwise you didn't finish the game properly. What the fuck? Corrected too early. Platinum missions completed? What are you talking about? There is one more rank, I guess. I was like, what? Are you truly telling me that I did it? No, there was one more. One more to actually accomplish. I just didn't realize. But, well, I don't know. There are like, I have said before, like 8 ranks. I don't think we're going to see all of them. I don't think I'm going to mentally be capable of grinding all of them. Probably taking into consideration that part of the goal is to try and get literally all the damage possible to one-shot enemies, perhaps. But at the same time, I don't think we're going to see that much action later on. Or in any other, let's say, in any other training domain. Still, training that one of defense is incredibly easy. So perhaps that one. Perhaps. We will see. I have been already grinding like for 3 hours also, so don't. In the end, I was right that we weren't going to finish this game in one. This case, 2 sittings. So over, man. Me, when the grind is long, when the things that I choose to do is not as easy to do as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I don't know. I said it before, I played this game before, but when you are literally, I don't know, we started to overuse that expression, and it can have an incredibly bad connotation to it, but yeah, it's the act of just letting things be. Playing this for the sake of doing something while having to study is such an amazing experience. You can get that. You don't understand it, man. You have to do it. You have to sit for 5 hours straight and let your mind go while you consume the next 10 lessons that you have saved. Because otherwise, you won't have the capacity to just sit down and do that. It's, I don't know, it's personal choice, yeah, but at the same time, it's also the way in which we somehow make it look like it's so complicated to start. No, it isn't. This is such an incredibly simple game, and it could be so easy to replicate something like that. Everybody has games that they like. How come we have become so incapable to actually explaining to people that yeah, and you can learn stuff while you play. So that is one of the many modern failure, so to speak. How come we don't understand how to say, how to express, how to demonstrate that, yeah, this is indeed something doable, utilizable in our favor, so to speak? Why is everything, why does everything need to be so complicated? Why is everything only existent in its most painful manner? It's like, I'm kind of tracing back. Oh yeah, the norm has become to live a painless life, which has led us to take the wrong turns. In some things, in some other respects, we are still so incredibly fucking stubborn. People could. It's so amazingly funny to actually learn things that you care about, but we are still stuck in this older vision of, oh no, yeah, you know what? You shouldn't dedicate yourself to that because any kind of learning is painful by nature. No, man. You know how much things that you always cared about can be discovered, rediscovered, explored, deepened, more detailed, and far more clarified. How things don't need to be a random blur of stuff that just never seems to be clear enough. No, things could make sense, could, but in a way, we do choose a lot of the time to not even try. And yeah, it's also that older tradition, myth of no, it has to be this way and this way only. It's, you know, if nothing else, the school system did an amazingly good show at here comes their big word, indoctrinating people and making them believe that, yeah, if you are not sitting down in a classroom, you're not going to learn exactly what you want. Or not to do so in exactly the best way possible for you. Or do so. Is it suboptimally? I don't actually understand why is it so important, but yeah. No. Something that justifies the existence of that to that degree. Also, oh yeah. I just wanted to see how much more. I guess we have to level up this to probably like 10,000. I'm going to lose my mind at this rate. But wait. Okay. There we go. You don't have 5,000 more to go now. It's weird. It's, I guess, one of the similar ways in which, oh yeah, we have advanced so much, but at the same time, there is so much. I guess it's the same thing as there is so much to learn. No one actually wants to learn that much about anything because in the end. But I could also be doing something far more interesting. I could be learning about far more useful stuff. I could be immersed in far more rewarding things. Similar thought process than that of, oh no, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to dedicate myself to this thing. I'm not going to try and discover the wonders of this science, this field of knowledge. Because why would I if I already... Also, okay, my bad, I did forget about that. Also that sensation of, oh no, yeah, you know what, I already know enough. No, brother. What a sad world to live in. Where we accept people saying, oh yeah, no, I know enough. No, nobody knows enough about anything. There is so much to see. How come we're willing to settle down with what we know? You're willing to not settle down with your salary, with the amount of appreciation that you get, with all the other things. No, but in the field of knowledge, that's where you draw the line. That's where you say, oh yeah, I know enough. I am now ready to abandon all efforts, all future efforts ever to discover any other important thing, any other interesting thing, because I already know. Is that truly the point in which? Is that the only thing that we can abandon? Is that the sensual choice? I don't know, it's this current world and the acceptance of those things that end up leading to only disgrace. To see people say, oh no, yeah, I could have learned about this wonderful aspect of life so many months ago. I could have dedicated myself to the discovery of it. I could have, I don't know, man. Do we always need to live with a regret about everything? How come we develop ourselves so much in so many other areas, but not here? Why are we still having so many issues? Where is the essence, the happiness? Where is the everything, and the anything that we said that we wanted before? Where I'm losing my mind. Don't war on me. I think I should probably pause for a second. I have like been completely mentally disconnected. So yeah, I knew it. Give me like a minute. I need to take what we will call here bathroom break. No, I said the word. You didn't hear that. Fuck. It's over. No more idol. No more. It's gone with the wind. I will have to take an idol break. That was the word. Fumbled my words. Hate this. I will. Also, inventory. This. And now, why did I do that? Good question. So that you can watch this while I'm gone. Wait, please. Let me mute myself. And yeah, I guess I will be back before this is over. This is like incredibly long too, so. What's up? I should probably. Wait, true. I. It's hot, somewhat hot here, so had the AC turn on. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Why? That was necessary. It's all good. But no. Point being, I am also like not right now, but I kinda started to lose my voice when I have it turned on for way too much. Also because is it like this level is incredibly even longer? Wow. Are they all single encounters? Yeah, thankfully enough. But yeah, I was saying, it wasn't. Didn't matter at all. This was not a single encounter. This one is. Let's go. And this one isn't, but it doesn't matter. We are progressing with the story out of nowhere. Amazing. So good. No, I was saying, it's this place is like hot and humid. It's like when you live in the jungle. Anyway, I lived in the jungle here, but the jungle biome, you know the jungle biome from Minecraft. Okay, that biome when you apply it to the rest of the world, it is the same thing basically, and it's the same here. So it gets way too hot, but mostly because it's humid. And one of the issues is it isn't all that hot in itself. Once you remove the humidity, you need to actually try to do that. If you want to, no. What's this? More travels. First, demon scares us. We lock it. Then stupid order, seek it. Now you, Craxo too old for this. Shut up, Craxo. I'm not going to fight you yet. Where am I training? Yeah. Favorite part of the when I can keep delaying the goal. Delayed gratification. Is that what this game was about? Perhaps. And if it wasn't, we make it about that. No, I was saying, this place gets humid. Why does that matter? I used a dehumidifier, and one of the horrible consequences of that is, do you know something that is incredibly humid? The human body, you're like 70% water, and something funny is, not your blood exactly. Probably if it was easily accessible to the air, it would get sucked actually, but the rest of it, that it is easily accessible, like your mouth, and by extension, most surely your throat, that can get dehumidified. So, I actually like end up getting hurt by it. I actually hate it a little bit, but that's better than to die of heat. It's like, do you want to be dizzy because of how hot it gets, or do you want to have a little bit of rat horde? Is your day going to be ruined if you get a little bit of a weird sensation in your throat, or is it going to be ruined if you pass out from the exhaustion that the heat imposes on your body? I don't know, man. I think I will have a worse day if I literally let the hotness never be subdued, let's say. But yeah, that's my not so short explanation of why I had my AC on. Thank you for listening to it. I hope it was helpful, informative enough, and remember, use your AC wisely. I know. Remember to keep the thermometer of the house AC below 68 at all times. No, above 68 at all times. Otherwise, the house might not the house, the light bill might be too high. So also, I don't know. I have something to say, but it's literally just a complaint. it's not like an actual thought. It's just me being angry yet again. I have been finally revisiting Nietzsche, continue with my readings of him, and I have to say, I actually kinda hate the what is it, what's the word for the way in which aphorisms, yeah, the aphorisms and the way in which he writes, because it is literally aphorisms. So why does that matter? Why do I say that I hate it? I think that it is kinda horror actually. I find it to be way too much of quasi-related thoughts. They have some sort of relationship to one another, but not really that much. They could be far more related if the writer actually tried to in itself write a coherent, unified idea. But oh no, yeah, we love aphorisms in this house. So he writes at the best, how much? 5 paragraphs out something? Then that's it. That's the end of it. Next aphorism, something completely dislodged, completely unrelated. Some of them you can literally notice are passing by thoughts. And I don't know, was it really that poor of a scene back then that what he had to... Not that everything that he had to say was bad, but that whole structure became this praise. Even nowadays we are like, oh no, yeah, aphorisms matter, we need to have them, and they are the best. And you should try to write in aphorisms if you can. Really? Is that much of an important thing? I think, in a way, they're like the... What the fuck? They're like the slope of the philosopher, so to speak. It's like, oh yeah, I have one idea. I'm not going to expand on it. I'm going to say that and nothing else. It's like, I don't know. You can make aphorisms out of more complex things, but in some cases, it might not be possible to make that many complex things out of aphorisms. You have to do like way too much guesswork trying to make something work outside of the aphorism scene, so to speak. And that's not that, okay, I can see it. Not that I'm saying, oh no, yeah, I don't understand it. No. The ideas are understandable. Once again, at the very least, most of them do follow a narrative trail. So you have an issue actually understanding what he's saying if you read the whole book, so to speak. But the issue is, not all aphorisms matter. It's not like, oh yeah, all of them possess an importance. It's like, is that a proper attribution? I'm most probably making the fuck up out of that, but I feel like to give aphorisms that much of an importance is to simply try to trace the way in which something like the Bible, which with its verses works, because every single verse of the Bible could in some way be considered an aphorism. Unavoidably, they don't even follow the same structure. They are not considered aphorisms, but visually, you can clearly identify that, oh yeah, all of them are aphorisms, or before the concept of an aphorism in itself was coined, and the notion of them was brought to reality, you had the existing verses of the Bible, so you can trace that in the philosophical landscape. You can do something very much similar to that, and wow, they are so wonderful. And if the Bible itself did it, why would a normal and average human being not be capable of doing it? And I feel like that's, in a sense, why they matter. I once again, I'm making the fuck up of that one. So, some opinions are informed or are from places of actual knowledge. This one isn't, so I don't know. I wouldn't take it with that much of an importance. It's just that, yeah, I feel like they are praised way too much. Or it's like one person did them properly enough. Now, out of nowhere, now they are all that important. Truly, man? Do you think so? It's like, I don't know. Nowadays, we have people who... Video games. I am playing a video game. Then, example of that. There is pro player who plays Counter-Strike, imitator, not imitator, assimilated the way in which you used to play Quake Arena from his father. I remember the story. I don't remember the name of the guy, but the context is that person learned to play Counter-Strike the way in which you, or with the keyboard arrangement, mouse and keyboard arrangement of a person that plays instead with, or that played Quake Arena. And he kept using that even unavoidably when playing Counter. Are we going to say that that is a better method? I don't see that happening right now. Why don't we make sure that that happens then? Why do we say that? Oh no, yeah, you have to write aphorisms for them to make sense. You have to use that formula. But we can say the same about videos. It's yet another one of those weird concessions or those weird things that we praise for no actual logical reason. It's like anything is a thought, no matter how abbreviated or incredibly descriptive you are, all things end up being thoughts in that way. Are we going to praise it because they are concise? Sometimes things require to be extremely lengthy so that everybody can have an opportunity at understanding them. There is nothing more frustrating than trying to read somebody like Nietzsche without having all the fucking background knowledge about what the fuck he's talking about in some instances, because the guy is incredibly fucking obscure with some references and has so many discussions about utterly specific things that unless you actually know the context, you read some references about a random guy named Voltaire. What the fuck is Voltaire, brother? Does every single human being on earth? No. So you have to have that knowledge before you actually get to progress in your reading. You have to have that time used on the exploration of that other different person before you actually can properly continue seeing and processing and integrating and whatnot. All that has to do with this other author that you're interested in reading. Or, unavoidably, you can do a sloppy show, but for that, you can do it any single day of your life. And for that, I don't know. We listen, but we don't judge, but we do judge here. So yeah, if you're going to do a sloppy show, please don't do it. Thank you very much. Okay, finally. So no, wow! Omnisoul, unleash your soul power into a devastating succession of strikes. I was like, this one has to take multiple levels. No, thankfully enough it doesn't. Okay. How many strikes? Can you tell me how many strikes? No clue. An unspecified amount of strikes. But it works, so doesn't matter. Also, why did I change? I didn't change. I didn't use a shield. Sorry. Painful counter damage. Can we progress in this story? No. We should probably try to progress in this story, though. But who knows? Invest 1 platinum coin. I gain 13 gold coins right now. Man, I don't gain anything. Wait, I am stupid. Watch this. Shut up. It shouldn't matter if we don't even use the weapons. if I literally have no levels on that at all. Also, what do we want? I always thought helmets looked pretty scary. You can see people's faces. Pretty scary. If you find that scary too, you can guide your helmet using your inventory. Just saying. So true, Aurora. But no, it was Resistor. You see, I was so stupid, and now we gain like the double amount of coins from before. Is it double? I don't even remember which number it was before, so doesn't matter. The point is, now we gain more. Number go higher. Number be bigger, better. The more the merrier, something like that. It's almost like 3 a.m. That's why I like this game, because it's literally I disconnect myself from reality when playing stuff like this. How much? What's a good point? Year 0. Soul Somber. Soul Somber? November, I guess? That's November or something like that, probably. So yeah, we haven't finished the first year, which is good. Also, what? Look at you, buddy. Can't believe you have come all this way. From that beach where you woke up as a damn adventurer to an actual soul master. I will consider you a decent disciple if you weren't dragging behind the other training. Shut the fuck up, bro. So, yeah, it seems that when you reach a soul master, there is nothing else to do. But no. Let's try to actually progress in this story, because otherwise we're going to take way too long. Wow. 500 damage? Only 5... Ah, no, wait. It was the poison. Yeah. I used your skill at the wrong time. We are going to ignore that. It's all good. I could have reflected, but I was busy. Doing what? Great question. I want to tell you. For suck's sake. So sick of this. So true, brother. Bronze, shoulders, hands. Yeah. The demon. Me went the demon. Gold. Boomer. Wow, I never read the names. Cold Spitter. I like that you have to assume what somebody was. What the fuck? It does so much damage. We don't want to have to grind. What did I say? Let's one shot to the enemy. No. Okay. Fuck. What a horrible mistake I did. No. No. Why do we have to grind this much? It's a lot. Probably take into consideration. Okay, what I remember is after once you get to Soul Master, which is the range in which we are right now, you get infinite missions. Before that, you didn't, so you had to grind for a little bit, and after that, it was actual grinding, so that you kept getting more missions. Now it's endless missions. So, why does that matter? Why am I saying missions so much? Context? Can you give some context? Yeah, the context is, well, leveling up gives you like 17 points each time you fill that bar in the top center. Okay, a mission gives you like 700. So, it's equal, roughly, I don't know. Let's say what will be the actual number? 10, 30, 30, 35 or so times? No. More. Almost 50 times as much. Let's say. So yeah, that's why it matters. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my lesson missions and the necessity of doing them or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, point being, love to see. Me when I have to grind. But no, I don't know. I very least, at the very least, it's not us having to actually study the way we just study. But I don't know, or I'm angry still. It's like, I remember it wasn't here. I had that discussion in the channel of a guy that was like, oh no, yeah, people should try to discover the usefulness of consuming things at a faster pace in relationship to, yes, simply the consumption of videos. Somebody who watches way too many videos, who I guess bases his content around video reactions in a way, and video consumption and whatnot. And it's kinda sad to see how much we normalize on, yeah, let's watch everything at 1.0 speed. Not that, oh no, yeah, you should watch a movie at twice the speed or thrice the speed, but once again, do you actually need to watch somebody? I can even watch somebody like myself unavoidably. Even more somebody like me particularly. I have so many fucking times in which I am struggling to actually put the next word in front of the last one. I have so many instances, not just me in this one case. Every single human being has their own rhythm and that thing of, oh no, yeah, you know what? I say things, but I also need to breathe in between what I'm talking and what I am saying. So sometimes I take, even if they are almost unnoticeable, they are those tiny pauses in which I do take some breath for me so that I can actually continue speaking without dying from lack of oxygen. No, I have that capacity. We have that capacity as human beings. So it's also good to have the capacity in itself of perhaps skipping a little bit over that. Not that we can precisely control how much they are present, but at the very least you can accelerate everything. And I don't know, man. Once again, or I can't today at least mention that. So much of the culture is based around things going faster and things getting even more efficient and whatnot. But once again, the line is drawn at trying to understand more words per minute. Like that couldn't happen anyways. Like it doesn't happen naturally by itself. In other cases, I don't know, man. I am angry. Watch more things at twice the speed. Or not twice, okay, no, yeah. Physically I can't do it at twice the speed. Okay, don't do it at twice the speed, do it at 1.25, 1.10, 1.05. But for the love of God, don't live life so slowly. You care so much about your own time. What is your care about time if you're going to not appreciate that? Sometimes, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I need to watch this video blogger who elongates all their sentences, and I need to consume that particular type of content in its natural form. And I need, oh my god, how much I enjoy watching this new Squarespace inserted, ingrained in the video at its natural speed. Oh yes, give me that, please. Don't, for the love of God, don't ever decide to go any faster, I am going to lose my mind if you do so. No, no, man. Way too much comfort. The human is in an era in which comfort has become the norm and nothing else matters anymore. We have now lost to the calmness of existence, and we have now made it so that nothing else but comfort matters, and that's where we have lost the battle against everyone else, because while we have been poisoned with the idea that comfort matters, others out there were so much more willing to do than push themselves a little bit further than us. Even if that doesn't represent as much of a difference today, in the longer run, they are leaps and bounds away from us. And we never realized, because we stayed in that comfort zone the rest of our lives. So, I don't know. Anyway. I'm actually considering the act of giving up on that was, I'm going to lose my mind if I have to actually. Grinding up to 800,000? It's so much. I mean, it's such a wide gap from what we have right now. We were at a missile 400,000, and that much was doable because it was slowly scaling. But this boss randomly has twice as much as the last one. So fucking much. Also, I said, oh yeah, no, the final bosses have like up to 1 million. Probably I was wrong. I guess they have like up to 10 million. I don't know. Now I don't remember. Perhaps they have up to like 25 million or so. I wouldn't be surprised. Think how much this one scaled out of nowhere. The next one probably will be 1 million after that one. I wouldn't be surprised. But, well, if it happens, it happens. Sometimes you just have things. You need to let things be no matter what they are. So, it's good. It's not like the game is bad, it's only that it takes long. Oh no, well, the game that promised me grinding ended up actually requiring me to grind. I wouldn't have ever expected that. I wouldn't have ever anticipated that. How come I have to grind for the game that I chose to play? How come I have to play it? So angry. Also, I don't know. I'm been fumbling incredibly hard the combo. Sorry. No, I was literally one away. Doesn't matter. It's like the anticipation that kills it. I'm most sure that is what kills my combo. Not me being bad at the game, it's the anticipation of the combo being finished, so that I can actually get the next big hit of stats. But it's good, we can do it. Have the trust. It's just a matter of trusting the process. This is where I fumble it. I knew it. How will I not fumble it? Also, I don't know, we're late enough into the stream, so I can probably say it. But yeah, will be finally working. I haven't. Okay, let me tie it up a little bit more. Today, at some point when I was starting, I said, yeah, I have been having a lot less stress existing around with so many less responsibilities going on, so I can finally focus on stuff that I do care about, not so much that I'm just forced to do. And one of those things is finally getting to work on the mod, which at this point I know I haven't been thinking about for way so long. And this is to say, yeah, we are now closer than ever to getting that done. Not saying that is sort of a trick. It's not like it is going to truly come alive, I don't know, in a week from now. That's not going to happen. And even then, I don't think I have a phone for the average stuff that requires capturing and such, so we're going to struggle incredibly hard. But it's better to struggle than to not have the possibility of having anything like that at all. We settle with what we can get sometimes, and sometimes just the visual is enough. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say, basically. That slowly trying to actually work on it. Now that there is no other pressure, it's not like there are actual pressures. Now that I don't have any other excuses, that's just that will be the more concise admission, I guess. Also, finally, that's also why I don't actually have that much of a high combo in this minigame. It's incredibly hard for me, personally. There are many more easier minigames for comboing, but this one relies on way too much timing sense that I never actually got to have that well developed. But it's good. It's so much grinding, brother. I am in pain every single time I think about the number. I guess it's just something out. You grind until you do it for the sake of the grinding. You don't think out the end goal. You do it until you feel like you have reached the point, but you don't actually think out when you're going to do it, because otherwise you ruin your own experience. And if you can't see it that way, then sorry for you, I guess. Also, I never realized there was like audio for slashing the air. Clover, I'm going to lose it. Oh yeah. No! Okay, rage quit. Thank you. Okay, we have 48. Wow! So much! Such an amazing. Why do I keep gaining levels on ranged? I have still yet to touch the the ranged thing. Why do I keep gaining levels, brother? Anyway, it's all good. It's part of the system, yes. You gain like one for every single level or something like that. But better than nothing, actually. So why complain about it when you get the benefit? Also, I would in the shop. I bought potions. I don't even know what they did. I just did it out of habit, I guess. What are they? Mosquito Swiss, apple elixir, Bibus? What? Bibus brew. So based. This will make you stronger than the legendary fighter Bibu. I'm just reading you the label. Okay. Okay. So, No clear number. Thank you. Thank you so much for your details. Your detailed explanation gives me life. Also, we can upgrade this. I should actually do it because otherwise the grinding is going to take even longer. Something else? No. What if we rely? What if can I max my crit chance? I think it's possible, but I wouldn't try it. It is still so much more grinding to try and reach that point. What about upgrading the weapon? Wait. Yeah. Or what about that option? Shut up. Inventory. Weapons. This one. Scarlet Terror. 580. Okay. We're a little bit closer. We're gaining. Oh, okay. We're gaining like almost 100k every single tier. So that means in the next tier we will be even closer. We will be at 700 basically. And take into consideration all the training until then. Perhaps we'll reach that 800 today. Perhaps, I don't know, it's like that, I wouldn't say devil, it's more like that addiction neuron saying, oh no, yeah, grind for it today, grind for it, today, do it, grind, yeah. Don't choose anything else, grind for it. Just grind for it, it's good to grind for it. You should actually grind for it. Also, what? It has a 10% chance to do 10 strikes. So waste. This, something else, more passives. Nothing. Sorcery. When using a staff, I was like, what? What are you talking about? I can add massive damage to my normal attacks? No, when using a staff. Okay. And how much? 25%. It isn't that much in the end. Even when you max it, so. I don't know. It's a tough question, actually. It's a tough choice. Where I ain't that much. I don't know. I think we are good. We have done already 3 hours today. Is there something else? I don't think so. One more. One last. Let me a little bit more, a little bit longer. Then we're on. I promise you. But I don't know. Just announce more of grinding. You don't get it. You have to. Grinding is something good. Sometimes it's a grind is part of life. Why be moved away from it? Not accept that, yeah, indeed, grinding is wonderful and it is necessary for us. Why live if we can't grind? Why grind if we can't live? No. Also, wow. I don't know. Once I actually realized that I haven't long life, I was actually stunned. Sometimes I have to. Okay, yeah, I have to admit that personally, I have like thought about it for way too long. The idea of, oh no, yeah, I don't understand how people can be live for 8 hours. Now I completely, unavoidably, seriously do. It's absolutely understandable, relatable even. if I didn't have to sleep, I would probably also be as equally degenerate in that sense of being 8 hours straight alive. But that's not the case. Luckily enough, I got a sleeping schedule to try and follow, so I won't end up saying, yeah, you know what, let's try to go for as long as I physically can. Otherwise, it will be a completely different story, but it's better that way. Even if it is an external, it is still a useful limitation, and that's something to be happy about, so to speak. No, no. But yeah, I didn't actually finish the doctor. It was, yeah, and I think I understand. Not only I understand it, but also, yeah, it does make so much more sense. Not having to actually necessarily think about anything in itself, just having the possibility of playing and being the playing itself what matters so much makes it 10 times easier. I know it's hard, but it's wonderful also. So it's an interesting outcome, to say the least. On the other hand, I don't know, I guess surprisingly enough, no, unsurprisingly actually, it does lead a lot more towards that realm of wow, we have expected it to try to do something that actually requires me to think, won't allow us to be for so long live. Indescribable at first, but in the end, yeah, it's part of the nature of the thing that to get an interesting idea to come live, so to speak, to come alive, does take some. I wouldn't simply say some effort, just some thinking in itself, and thinking is not such a normal thing in most cases. Even if I'm not that, perhaps that's like a misconception. I actually just realized about that. It's not like I am the person who thinks out the most about anything the most. I'm just your average guy who somehow found himself here. And in that sense, yeah, it's that, interestingly enough, you know what? It simply happens that when you also do choose to try and have as many of those moments in which ideas are brought forward, because the nature of myself ends up being otherwise different, to try and actually encounter or even more force those things to happen does take a lot more of a toll. But I wouldn't say that I don't like it. It's not that I am trying to say that to begin with. It's just that, yeah, it's strange. Somehow it's quite an untapped realm. That's how I would describe it. Yeah. But better to know that despite all the things that have happened, it is still so widely open to exploration has to feel great, I have to admit. End up feeling great, sorry. Not has to, end up feeling great. Because that's our actual reality, so. Also, I am mission 93, sorry I said until like 90. I already rented way too much. Okay. We're on 60. I Am I that delusional for saying that we should try to push a little bit further? We're not that far away. How much life did the enemy have? Oh, okay, wait a second. Then, fuck! It costs so much! even if I got to 700, it will still not be enough because I don't gain enough money. So we will actually have around to 840,000. Fuck! It's so good. You know what? We chose to play this. We don't want to commit to the decision. But in the meanwhile, let me take another bathroom break. No, fuck! Sorry, I am. Why am I so unfocused? I'm not the right rectangle. But yeah, after that, we continue clearing. Wow. Testing here, testing. No, BRB. True. Wow. This one, because I don't actually have anything else to show you, so yeah, you must go. There we go. Transition. Amazing. I just had the feeling that I am forgetting something. What the fuck happened? What happened? Where did that sensation come from? Interesting question. I hope it wasn't anything important. Oh my god. Anyway. Why did I leave? Instinct is. Let's continue grinding. Wow. My favorite part. When the grind begins. No, when the grind continues. It didn't begin. It continues. Ah. My favorite part. It's 18 hours of endless grinding. Just for a self-imposed challenge, but I don't know, that's part of what makes game fun. Wouldn't you agree? After all, I guess I never said that. It's not like, oh no, yeah, we have to do it this way because otherwise the game is too easy. It's just that I like to play it like that. Some games don't actually offer you that possibility, so I actually feel bad that we don't get to grind ourselves into literally being capable of one-shotting every single enemy. If I could, I actually completely would do that in every single game that I play. There is nothing far more enjoyable than the reality of, yeah, you know what? You get to literally one-tap the thing that you're fighting. And the game gives you all the tools to do that. This one too, so what if we do that? It's wonderful. And in this case also, I guess, I'm trying to find some example. I don't actually find any, but just in case I am going to say. And there are some games that I am pretty sure give you the option of grinding, but with totally useless returns. This one doesn't. This one actually enables your grinding, so to speak, and part of the core gameplay itself is built around the grinding, so it shouldn't be that surprising that it would reward the desire to keep on grinding. There are so many mechanics that rely on you going out of your way to make sure that you're grinding as much as possible, so I'm happy with that, and I am more than willing to do it. Nothing better than a game that lets you grind if you feel like doing it. Otherwise, once again, we could go back and simply be. Don't have to worry about how things go, and just let it be. But will that feel as great? Perhaps not, so we simply come here and do this even better than nothing else, I guess. But yeah, also trying to go back to what I was saying before in terms of particular game mechanics. The missions keep increasing their payout. Now I think this next one is already going to be like 900. I wouldn't say they get exponentially, but they do get a lot higher in terms of rewards, and that is amazing. Because even although it is grind, it does reduce the grind for quite a lot, or quite substantially, sorry. Yeah, this 930, 900, 916, 930, the next one, it's wonderful, amazingly beautiful. But I don't know. I had something to say, sorry. Had something different to say. I was thinking, and I don't actually know how to go about it. Is it that useful to talk about it? I don't like it, but at the same time, it's necessary because in the end it's something that I have been thinking about quite a lot, and the reality is, I have been having it in my mind for quite a substantial amount of time already. The idea of, you know what would be great to actually make some offline video. The issue is, there is nothing more boring than to actually learn something like that. I like the idea, but I think, is it that bad of an admission? It's the reality. It's my reality. I like the idea of the rewards themselves. I don't like the idea of the effort behind it. I would rather even go out of my way to record something like a movie, just record the movie like in one take or two, than to have to learn how to edit. And I can admit that much. I never tried it in my life seriously, nor have I actually learned how to do it. It's not like, oh no, I hate it so much, I have spent so much of my life doing it. On the contrary, I am pretty sure the only opinion that I have about it comes from having heard the things that other people have said it. I don't know. I guess giving it a shot shouldn't be that hard, but what better than to criticize instead of trying things by oneself? What better than to remain in the comfortable place of the already established critique and the already formed notion of the thing, instead of discovering the reality of the thing in itself? Because what are we if not machines that simply criticize and, even worse, organize and discriminate all things in this world according to our opinions? So, is it that new that we will just keep on doing the same that we always did, relying on previous information to never change what has already worked so long for us? What if I want to try something new? Because in the end, it doesn't come that easily. I have to go out of my way to do so. And oh no, what will be of me miserable me if I try to do something different that showcases that I was wrong for so long. Whatever. I am just losing it while grinding. We are good, I guess. Fuck, I missed the timing. It's all good. We gained, holy shit, we gained so many points. Okay. You have to trust. That's why I said we are not so far away. We can do it. We can accomplish it. We actually can. The road is exponential. That's why grinding seems hard until you actually realize it's not so hard. It just needs a little bit more time. But I can do it. I can push myself a little bit further. And this game, just like a real life. For real. Okay, completely unrelated thing, I just realized. One of the funny things is that because I'm not a native speaker, I cannot insert as many meme references. Otherwise, I will be the kind of guy who probably inserts 1,000 different jokes in his speech. But one of the problems is that, yeah, more than anything else, particularly the memes, the modern memes are quite hard to actually subtly introduce. I guess the subtleties of language are not so easy to utilize unless you truly grasp the essence of the language itself. And I guess the only reference that I can give is in my own case, what does happen is at least I understand the analysis of the text. I can't do comedy. I am not a comedian, sadly. I haven't practiced that much comedy, I guess. Outside of other instances of, I don't know, socialization, it doesn't need to happen for me. That we needed to have a constant flow of jokes. So that's another reason. But trying to mean that, yeah, sadly, I am not that gifted at making any kind of funny remark. At the best, sarcasm, but that comes more from the side of, oh yeah, everybody is just so incredibly sarcastic and ironic and whatnot, and that might come from a different place. Not so much from the comedy side, but rather from the, oh yeah, the way in which philosophy itself might work. I don't know, anyway. Too much of a look onto something completely unrelated, something else. We're almost there. We are probably in the next 2 missions we're going to get the enough levels or enough points to be capable of killing the enemy, I guess. I wasn't actually expecting to do it. I truly was like, oh no, yeah. It did take until like almost 4 hours to do the second chapter of the game, which we didn't even need to do. It was more like, oh yeah, I want to do it. But otherwise, it's going to take so fucking long. And the difference here, it's like having played for a oh no, I hate when the game forces me to grind. Here, once again, it's all out of my own free will. What a wonderful usage of my time. Oh yeah, I can grind. You're giving me the option, but you're not forcing me to do it. I will do it. Thank you so much for letting me do whatever I want. But you're forcing me to grind. I fucking hate you. You and your game, hate it entirely. But no, this is life, man. Anyway, can we not fail for the love of God? I am almost losing it already. Can we just keep the flow going? We're almost there. 5 seconds. Okay, done. Okay, 2 in a row. We are so good. And now increase stats, which takes a fucking long time. But wait. We have 86, 86, 86. Wait. Watch this. Also, welcome, son. I hope you're amazingly well. Watch this. Bah! I can't bear any of this. Love them so much. And watch this. Shut the fuck up. Sweep. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm done for today. I would end stream, but let me continue actually. Let's see, because I'm pretty sure Massive Bow, a beautiful bow, a perfect fit for an abyssal demon. Don't give a fuck about that. Powerful, one tapped. The best sensation ever. Also, what? What is the bow? Bow. A perfect fit for an abyssal demon, what? I know, I had to give it to the guy. I was like, what? No, wait. Oh, my hero, thank you so much for finding Papsi. What? Haha, no, he didn't attack you, duh. He just likes to play. Anyway, forget about Papsi. Terrible news. The witch, she's preparing the... Oh, no. The complete darkness. She sent her orc minions to destroy the firefly tree and turn off the light of the neverseen. I know, right? What? She is the worst. And I'm the one being punished? I can't. Nobody punishes her. Have to kick her orc minions' butts and get the tiered super treasure. Thank you. What is it? Oh, I know. A blue firefly. Please. Don't let her turn the light off. Okay, thank you. Chapter 3, Complete Darkness. Here. Chapter 3. I already read that drawer. Don't repeat the solar? How many mods does this game have? Also, we have a new fishing area. Did I just realize that? Am I blind? We have another fishing area. Wow. Anyway, I'm not going to fish. I just want to see how many encounters does it take before enemies scale back or outscale me, I guess. Also, mucho texto, cabrón. I'm not going to read it. Muchas gracias, bro. No. Priest of the Order, 150. Okay. 400. We are back to understandable numbers. Can I continue? For the love of God, let me continue. Okay, no, what did I use? Stumpy. You had stunned. Pickpocketer? Stand? Then mega slammed. Stumpy, you're fucking dead. Sorry to say it. And you had countered. Wow, this one already has 800. So, for the next one, I will probably need to grind again. Just to confirm. Shut up. Shut up, sister. I don't care about you. New enemy discovered. True. New enemy discovered. True. These ones already have 600. No, 600. Am I blind? 300 almost. 936. It's not that high. Do I get a crit? If I get a crit, I will allow it. I am not going to grant that much. I will allow it. I don't know why do we have such a high crit chance. Why? Because I grinded it. Why else, brother? But no. Okay, now for real. Next one probably is out of my hands. So yeah, that's enough. What do I do? nothing. Let's simply quit the desktop. Quit the desktop. Thank you. Here. Too much fucking grinding to it. Thank you so much, but we are done. I want the game lets me grind. But no, yes. I'm happy. Internet didn't malfunction. That was the most important thing. So, next handful of things. When next stream? Good question, brother. I don't know. At some point tomorrow or the day past tomorrow. That much I can say. But I am looking out for some other stuff, which I don't actually know when it's going to happen. So yeah, most probably tomorrow. If everything is according to the plans, tomorrow we have stream, and tomorrow we will have something more human-like. Reading, I guess. We have to progress with the reading. I think this last week I didn't read at all, so yeah, that's the plan. But until then, I don't know. Until then, what? Until next stream, brother. Until next stream, doesn't there isn't that much distance, so just be patient until then. And yeah, that's my message. I don't know, something else. Alright, I guess. We should try to write something actually here. I am not a disgraceful human being who forgets to write today. Other days, yeah. But today not. Beryl? Beryl just went live? My ocean. No, sorry. That's the devastation of the term ocean destroys the culture as much as it does. And that is not something that we shall accept. I was gonna say fire. I was gonna say we should write Astariot. He's about to end. Wait, I have a new one. Okay, this guy, he's playing. I was gonna say Pokemon. This is like way too close to Pokemon, but it isn't Pokemon, so. Explain. What is he playing? Fossil Fighters, I think it was the name. Shout out? No, right. It's not that hard to read. There we go. The entire link. HTTPS. No. Just the username, thank you. Anyway, yeah, I was saying. We are on. No more grinding for today, nor the next stream. So yeah, until then, we will see each other. But that doesn't matter. Thanks for being here. It has been a wonderful day. And yeah, next one, whenever we can, we are getting back and grinding but reading instead of playing. Wow. But yeah, thanks for everything, and thanks for your time, your patience, your interest, your all, and have a good one. And also remember to take care, be happy, do your things, do your diligences, all of that. And even if we don't get to see ourselves next time, still, thank you so much. And still, do all that you need. Drink water, hydrate, rest, all of that other stuff. Thank you and goodbye. Ay, amor. No, what was the song? Me vuelvo un poco loco.